comments about the results?
Oh, it's pretty sobering information there. I think if you interpret what Steve says, it's going to get tougher before it starts to improve. So I think he believes that he needs to cut costs in order to maintain profitability. But I think the housing market likely to see more impairments. It goes kind of against the kind of valuations we've been getting from economists who haven't quite seen the same downturn in housing prices. So. But it's tough conditions, and if you listen to Steve now, I mean he's calling for further reduction in interest rates, and pretty soon as well.
I suppose if you're getting defaults on your book, and also the security is dropping in price, it's got to be tough to be a banker right now.
Well, you have to make those impairments. You have to write down the value of the assets that are on your books, or alternatively the collateral against which you're making loans. So. Yeah, tough times ahead. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of the budget and how the interpretation from government is about what lies ahead. Because my view is that we don't know what revenue we're going to get into the next year. So it's going to be pretty hard to budget against that. And I hope they're a little more circumspect and conservative rather than recklessly lending or recklessly paying out.
Well, we saw a pretty sober Tito Mboweni last week, so it'll be interesting to see just how concerned Trevor Manuel sounds.
Yeah.
David, what did you make of Anglo Platinum?
These results are always difficult because they don't give you, it's not a straight line type interpretation of the results. There's so many issues that they have to deal with. I mean, the fact that they're actually not paying a dividend and also cutting back on expansion just shows you how far back they are from where they were a year ago. But hopefully if they can maintain production and prices start to pick up, as Johnson Matthey are forecasting, we're likely to get better improvement, then it might not be that bad. But market seems to be reflecting a much better year in times ahead.
I suppose a lot of people putting their hopes on the U.S. stimulus package and the impact it'll have for, at least in the platinum market, for the automakers.
I think it's both. It's not only the U.S. stimulus package, it's all the Chinese stimulus package, I think, which is going to create a demand for metals. And I think we're taking our guidance from China, from their package coming through, and hopefully a revival of expenditure there.
What do you make of the delays in the U.S. package?
Look, it's politics. It just shows you that the vote is still along party lines, and hopefully they'll get some Republicans who shift over and they can get this through. But Obama's appealing. He says it's absolutely urgent, and I think everybody recognizes that it's absolutely imperative that this gets through. But it is. Geoff, I thought it would hurt our market today. I thought that we'd come back on the back of the delays, but that's why I mentioned it was resources that kept us ticking up, and also I think Barclays' good results seem to bring a better mood to the whole banking market, particularly in the UK, and that's why we saw financials up. But I think we're looking for, we're more leaning towards China than maybe to America.
What did you make of the difference between the Barclays results and the Absa ones?
I can't really comment. I mean, I was listening to Bob Diamond, and he was pretty upbeat about his results, which looked pretty awful to me. But
which helped a lot by Absa.
I still think that our banks, and we've been saying this repeatedly over the program, and our banks are in a far better shape than their overseas counterparts. And despite what Steve says, it's still a very solid balance sheet.